type NM wire is indeed permitted in a two-family dwelling that is not equipped with a sprinkler system, according to the 2020 edition of the National Electrical Code, or NEC. Now let's delve into the specifics and nuances of this allowance, ensuring a comprehensive understanding of the relevant code provisions. NM cable, often referred to as non-metallic sheath cable, is a common type of electrical wiring used in residential construction. Its widespread use is attributed to its ease of installation and cost-effectiveness. However, its application is governed by specific regulations outlined in the NEC to ensure safety and prevent fire hazards. The NEC, a comprehensive set of standards published by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, provides guidelines for safe electrical installations. It is regularly updated to incorporate new technologies and address emerging safety concerns. Compliance with the NEC is crucial for ensuring the safety of electrical systems and preventing electrical fires. When considering the use of NM cable in a two-family dwelling, several factors come into play. Firstly, it's important to understand the definition of a two-family dwelling. According to the NEC, a two-family dwelling is a building containing two dwelling units, each of which is designed for occupancy by one family. Secondly, the absence of a sprinkler system is a key condition that influences the permissibility of NM cable. Sprinkler systems provide automatic fire suppression, which can mitigate the risk of fire spread and reduce the potential for damage and injury. In buildings without sprinkler systems, additional precautions may be necessary to ensure electrical safety. The NEC addresses the use of NM cable in Article 334, which provides detailed requirements for its installation and application. According to Section 334.10, uses permitted. NM cable is permitted in one- and two-family dwellings, multifamily dwellings, and other structures. However, there are limitations and restrictions that must be considered. For example, NM cable is generally not permitted in damp or wet locations unless it is specifically listed for such use. It is also not permitted in hazardous locations, such as areas where flammable materials are stored or handled. Furthermore, NM cable must be protected from physical damage. This can be achieved by installing it within walls, floors, or ceilings, or by using conduit or other protective measures. The NEC also specifies requirements for the support and securing of NM cable. Cable ties, straps, or staples must be used to secure the cable to structural members at intervals specified in the code. This prevents the cable from sagging or becoming damaged. In addition to the general requirements for NM cable, there are specific provisions that apply to its use in two-family dwellings. These provisions address issues such as fire stopping, smoke barriers, and the separation of dwelling units. Fire stopping is the practice of sealing openings in walls, floors, and ceilings to prevent the spread of fire and smoke. The NEC requires fire stopping in various locations, such as around penetrations for electrical wiring. Smoke barriers are continuous membranes that are designed to restrict the movement of smoke. The NEC requires smoke barriers in certain types of buildings, such as multifamily dwellings, to compartmentalize the building and prevent the spread of smoke in the event of a fire. The separation of dwelling units is another important consideration in two-family dwellings. The NEC requires that dwelling units be separated from each other by fire-resistant walls and floors. This helps to contain a fire within one dwelling unit and prevent it from spreading to other units. When installing NM cable in a two-family dwelling, it's essential to follow all of the applicable requirements of the NEC. This includes obtaining the necessary permits, using qualified electricians, and conducting thorough inspections. Failure to comply with the NEC can result in fines, penalties, and potential safety hazards. To ensure compliance with the NEC, it's recommended to consult with a licensed electrical contractor or a qualified electrical inspector. These professionals can provide guidance on the proper installation and application of NM cable, as well as other electrical wiring methods. They can also help to identify potential hazards and ensure that the electrical system meets all applicable safety requirements. In addition to the NEC, there may be local codes and regulations that govern the use of NM cable in two-family dwellings. These local codes may be more restrictive than the NEC, so it's important to be aware of them and comply with them. Local codes can vary depending on the jurisdiction, so it's essential to check with the local building department or electrical inspector to determine the applicable requirements. In summary, an NEC cable is permitted in a two-family dwelling that is not equipped with a sprinkler system, provided that all applicable requirements of the NEC and local codes are met. These requirements address issues such as fire stopping, smoke barriers, the separation of dwelling units, and the protection of NEC cable from physical damage. Compliance with these requirements is crucial for ensuring the safety of electrical systems and preventing electrical fires. Firstly, it is important to understand that while an NEC cable is generally permitted, there are specific scenarios where it may not be allowed. For example, if the two-family dwelling is considered a high-rise building, the NEC may impose additional restrictions on the use of an NEC cable. High-rise buildings present unique fire safety challenges, and the NEC may require the use of more robust wiring methods such as metal-clad cable or NEC cable in these buildings. Secondly, it is important to consider the ampacity of the NEC cable. Ampacity refers to the current carrying capacity of a conductor. The NEC specifies minimum ampacity requirements for various types of circuits, and it's essential to select an NEC cable with an ampacity that is sufficient for the intended load. If the NEC cable is undersized, it can overheat and pose a fire hazard. The ampacity of an NEC cable is determined by its gauge and insulation type. The larger the gauge, the higher the ampacity. The insulation type also affects the ampacity, with high temperature rated insulation allowing for higher ampacities. Thirdly, proper grounding is essential for electrical safety. The NEC requires that all electrical equipment be properly grounded to provide a path for fault current to flow back to the source. This helps to prevent electrical shock and reduce the risk of fire. An NEC cable typically includes a grounding conductor, which is used to connect electrical equipment to the grounding system. The grounding conductor must be properly sized and connected to ensure effective grounding. Fourthly, overcurrent protection is another critical aspect of electrical safety. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to protect electrical circuits from overloads and short circuits. These devices interrupt the flow of current when it exceeds a safe level, preventing damage to equipment and reducing the risk of fire. The NEC specifies requirements for the selection and installation of overcurrent protection devices. The size of the overcurrent protection device must be appropriate for the ampacity of the circuit. Fifthly, proper workmanship is essential for a safe and reliable electrical installation. This includes using proper wiring techniques, making secure connections, and protecting conductors from damage. Sloppy or careless workmanship can lead to loose connections, damaged insulation, and other problems that can create safety hazards. It's important to hire qualified electricians who are knowledgeable about the NEC and have experience in residential wiring. These electricians can ensure that the electrical installation is done correctly and safely. Sixthly, it's important to consider the long-term maintenance of the electrical system. Electrical systems should be inspected periodically to identify any potential problems. Loose connections, damaged insulation, and corroded components should be repaired or replaced promptly. Regular maintenance can help to prevent electrical hazards and extend the life of the electrical system. Seventhly, when making modifications or additions to an existing electrical system, it's important to ensure that the new work is compatible with the existing system. This includes using the same wiring methods, ampacity ratings, and grounding techniques. Incompatible electrical systems can create safety hazards and reduce the reliability of the system. Eighthly, it's always a good idea to keep a record of the electrical system. This record should include information such as the location of circuits, the ampacity of conductors, and the type of overcurrent protection devices. This information can be helpful for troubleshooting problems and making future modifications to the system. Ninthly, educating occupants about electrical safety is crucial. Occupants should be aware of the potential hazards of electricity and how to avoid them. This includes things like not overloading circuits, not using damaged appliances, and not touching electrical equipment with wet hands. Tenthly, in addition to the NEC and local codes, there may be other standards and guidelines that apply to electrical installations. For example, the National Electrical Manufacturers Association, or NEMA, publishes standards for electrical equipment. Compliance with these standards can help to ensure the quality and safety of electrical product. In conclusion, the use of an NEM cable in a two-family dwelling that is not equipped with a sprinkler system is generally permitted, but it's essential to comply with all applicable requirements of the NEC, local codes, and other relevant standards and guidelines. By following these requirements, it's possible to ensure a safe and reliable electrical installation. The NEC serves as the cornerstone for safe electrical practices, with Article 334 providing specific guidelines for an NEM cable. Its permitted uses, as detailed in Section 334.10, extend to one- and two-family dwellings, multi-family dwellings, and various other structures, provided that certain conditions are met. It is crucial to recognize the limitations and restrictions associated with an NEM cable, particularly in damp or wet locations where specialized cables are required. Protection from physical damage is paramount, necessitating installation within walls, floors, or ceilings, or the utilization of conduit for added safeguarding. Support and securing of an NEM cable are also crucial, with cable ties, straps, or staples required at specific intervals. These measures prevent sagging and potential damage, ensuring the cable's integrity. When dealing with two-family dwellings, additional considerations come into play. Fire stopping becomes essential to seal openings and prevent fire spread. Smoke barriers, often required in multi-family dwellings, compartmentalize the building and restrict smoke movement during a fire. Furthermore, the separation of dwelling units with fire-resistant walls and floors contains fires and prevents their spread. Compliance with all NEC requirements is not just recommended but mandatory. This involves obtaining permits, engaging qualified electricians, and conducting thorough inspections. Failure to comply can result in penalties and safety hazards. Consulting with licensed electrical contractors or qualified electrical inspectors is advisable to ensure proper installation and compliance. They can provide guidance on NEM cable application and identify potential hazards. Local codes and regulations may supplement the NEC, potentially imposing stricter requirements. It is important to stay informed about these local variations by consulting with the local building department or electrical inspector. While an NEM cable finds widespread use, it is important to remember that it is not a universal solution for all wiring needs. Certain situations, such as high-rise buildings or hazardous locations, may necessitate the use of alternative wiring methods. Understanding these limitations and restrictions is crucial for ensuring electrical safety. The ampacity of an NEM cable plays a critical role in ensuring safe operation. Selecting the appropriate gauge and insulation type based on the intended load is essential. Undersized cables can overheat and create fire hazards. Grounding is another fundamental aspect of electrical safety, with NEM cable typically including a grounding conductor for connecting equipment to the grounding system. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are crucial for protecting circuits from overloads and short circuits. Selecting the appropriate size of overcurrent protection device based on the circuit's ampacity is paramount. Proper workmanship during installation is non-negotiable. Using proper wiring techniques, making secure connections, and protecting conductors from damage are all essential. Sloppy workmanship can lead to safety hazards and system failures. Long-term maintenance of the electrical system is crucial for identifying and addressing potential problems. Regular inspections, repairs, and replacements can prevent electrical hazards and extend the system's lifespan. When making modifications or additions to the electrical system, compatibility with the existing system is essential. Using the same wiring methods, ampacity ratings, and grounding techniques ensures seamless integration and prevents potential issues. Keeping a record of the electrical system, including circuit locations, conductor ampacities, and overcurrent protection device types, can be invaluable for troubleshooting and future modifications. Educating occupants about electrical safety is a proactive measure. Raising awareness about potential hazards and safe practices can prevent accidents and injuries. In addition to the NEC and local codes, adherence to standards and guidelines from organizations such as NEC can further enhance the quality and safety of electrical installations. By adhering to all applicable requirements and guidelines, electrical professionals can create safe, reliable, and code-compliant electrical systems in two-family dwellings and beyond. This commitment to safety ensures the well-being of occupants and the integrity of the buildings they inhabit. Remember that electrical codes and best practices are subject to change, so staying updated on the latest revisions and interpretations is essential for all electrical professionals. Continuous learning and professional development are key to maintaining expertise and ensuring the highest standards of safety in electrical installations. The information provided here is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice from a licensed electrician or qualified electrical inspector. Always consult with a qualified professional for specific electrical projects and to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations.